Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 on this big hitter read. We finish up on the High Priestess in part 1. And so the High Priestess, let me just do a recap on that and finish off this card. The High Priestess is all about that feminine energy and that side of ourselves that has the patience to wait it out. Sometimes it's a waiting game, to wait for our fruits of labour to come about and to start dropping off our beautiful tree, which we've planted. And sometimes it's just a waiting game, and so it's about demonstrating our patience and sitting there with grace as we wait for things to sort of start showing itself to us, and for the fruits of our labour. It's also about trusting that it's going to happen and trusting the process. For some of you, you might be getting a bit hoha, or which means feeling like it's a bit of a nuisance, waiting around and trusting, like, when's it going to happen? When's it coming through? I've done all this stuff. I just need it to come through. I just need a sign or a signal. So this is asking you to practice patience and waiting with grace. It also talks about here that this is you're very emotional, and throughout your evolution of self and of you, you've learnt the art of how beneficial it can be when you are operating from a more stable place instead of on shaky ground. And that's all about, we talked about these earlier cards, about protecting your peace, your surroundings, and just really watching that boundary line, and having your guard up to protect all things that are yours and what you've created. And so that provides really stable grounding and a really stable foundation for you to continue down this path. It's also about tapping into that magical side of yourself and really trusting in those feelings and that intuition, and listening to that inner guide. So that's the High Priestess. The next one that comes up is around Ace of Cups, and that's you've got abundance coming into you because of these seeds that you've planted, and they're now starting to come into fruition, and you're starting to reap the benefits and see the rewards from what your hard work and labour has gone into. For many of you as well, it's not just the new beginning of this abundance and everything that you've created for yourself on the side here in terms of work, career, but it's also, many of you will be starting on this new journey of a love relationship. Okay, so there's a lot of new love that's happening for you. If it hasn't started already, you may be just meeting this person now, and there's a light bulb moment that you're having where you're gone, actually, you were always meant to be my person or my soulmate, and now I understand these relationships that I've had in the past was all building me up for this moment to finally meet you and to reunite with you, because it's soulmate energy. If you didn't see yesterday's reading, go and have a look at that, because that's about you coming into reunion or union. But I do use the word reunion as well with your soulmate, because actually it is a reunion that you're having with this person. You've found each other again in this lifetime. That's yesterday's reading, so go check that out. The next card is the Chariot. So these things that are coming in are going to come in hard and fast. So just picture the chariot on the back of the horse, back in the Roman times and those days where they used to race around on the back of the chariot. Just think of this, it's coming in hard and fast. Now, in case you're having a wee moment like, oh, can I handle that hard and fast coming in? Yes, it is, because all of the cards that we spoke about in part 1, so again, go and have a look at part 1 of this reading, has prepared you and equipped you very well for the tools in life that you need to gear you up for this new journey that you're about to move on. And so here we go again, the aces in the tarot deck is signifying new beginnings. So we talked about new beginnings in love relationships, just relationships in general, where it is very much to do with your heart has healed. You've done a lot of healing work, and so you're attracting in your people and people that fill your cup. Okay, so that's got a cup there. And then this new beginning here, this Ace of Sword, is around your new plans are coming into fruition. So the plans that you made back in part 1, and your ideas, you're getting more and more clarity as time sort of goes by, because now you're starting to see your story unfold and your plans coming to light, your plans taking off, and everything that you've sort of executed and all the levers that you've pulled is finally, you're starting to see the transformation and the breakthrough that's becoming of this. And also I'm just going to throw in there, I'm just getting that you're coming back into yourself and coming home to yourself and basically remembering who you are. Okay, yeah, so success is also on the cards for you. Now, 7 of Swords, so this is a bit of a yucky card whenever it turns up, but you know, you won't be surprised, and it's not a negative here, and it's not even a, oh, you got to be careful of this. In New Zealand and in Australia, there's what's called the tall poppy syndrome, and this is about people feel uncomfortable when someone really ambitious and career driven and so who is quite vocal about how successful they want to be, or how they're smashing their goals, or how they've just got goals in general. And there seems to be some discomfort around people vocalizing that. It's almost like people want you to be successful, but not to be too loud about it. And so it's about that humbleness side. But why? Because this reading is all about, you're a big hitter. Your light's really bright. I mean, your light's only been dulled and dimmed over time because you chose to stand back in the shadows and not to be so outwardly emotional or vocal about it. You don't need to be. It's all right when you've found your people that you should be with, and people that have shown up. You know, people that are showing up for you and that are for you and that are your people. You shouldn't need to step back in the shadows just so that they can feel better about themselves. You should absolutely be able to sing from the fucking rooftops how awesome and amazing you are. And these people around you won't feel threatened by that, because they're on the same level as you. And they're probably just as ambitious or goal-driven like you, because they are your people. So there's no amount of blowing your own trumpet that's going to throw them. But you won't be doing that in a yucky sort of arrogant way anyway, because you're humble like that. But the people that you have around you that are now showing up for you are really for you. Especially the soulmate energy that you find that you're going to come into a relationship with, especially them. Okay, so there's always going to be deceitful people around you that are up to no good, or, you know, posing as your mate and really they're not. They're all shit and talking about you behind your back. There's always going to be those people around. But what do we do with those people? Nothing. Just go and do your thing. You do you, I'll do me. That's it. We're all allowed to have an opinion, but opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, so don't even worry about it. All right, then the last card we've got here is the 9 of Swords. This is around, this card here is, there may be, this could go two ways actually. So, you know, maybe you've been kept awake at night. You know, when we're starting out any new business venture or on this new path, yeah, we may lay awake at night or wake up feeling a little bit stressed because there's just so much to do and it's a little bit overwhelming. But this here could also be about this person that you've walked away in the past that's been quite deceptive, or maybe even jealous energy I'm getting from this as well, and try to come in and blow up your life. I'm getting here that maybe they're having sleepless nights now because they've come to the realization that, fuck, what have I let go? Why did I do this? And so they're losing sleep over watching you become an overnight success. But keep doing you. You're awesome.